Holy flipping cow. This is it. The Switch 2 trailer, which it's called the Switch 2, so we officially know that now, was shadow dropped this morning on Thursday, January 16th, Donkey Kong Country HD Day. Yesterday was crazy online because we were all waiting to see if Nintendo was going to announce the reveal, and they never did. And I was tweeting about it like crazy as well, and it was nuts. And everyone was doubting that it was going to happen, myself included. But no, they shadow dropped it this morning. So I haven't seen it. I'm just going to jump right into this. I tried to avoid spoilers because I had to do a work meeting thing between when I woke up and when I'm watching it. I've seen a picture of the system. I've seen people talk about Mario Kart. These are things I already know that's in it. I wish I didn't even scroll past a picture of the console or hear about Mario Kart, but I did. I don't know anything else. This is a short trailer, so I don't know how much to expect in this. And they also confirmed a Nintendo Direct giving us more info in April, which is 3 months away. So this is crazy. I'm going to stop real quick. Let's watch it, and then I'll talk a lot more about it after I've finally seen Nintendo's official reveal of the Switch 2. This is it, man. We are crossing that threshold. Holy smokes, this feels good. Okay, I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but here we go. We're going to see the Switch 2, which I think is maybe matching all the leak pictures. Let's see. Okay, that's a Switch. Okay. Yeah, I bet they're going to show the magnets. Okay, it's bigger. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the magnet thing, man. Or the... Oh. Okay, USB-C is what that is, I think, right? Dude. Oh my gosh. Every leak. So it's got a better kickstand. They're doing this just like the Nintendo Switch overview. Okay, bigger Joy-Cons. They're smoother. They're rounder. Okay, they've got... This matches everything we've seen. Holy smokes. That's blue. I'm colorblind. I don't know what the first color was. That looks very blue to me, though. I like the color. It's like a red. The mouse thing is real? Is that what that is? I like the color matching. It kind of looks like Denver Broncos. Is that orange? Let's go Denver Broncos colors. Okay, I mean, it looks... Then Switch 2. Is that all? Okay, there's a... Alright, let's go. Show me some games. I guess Mario Kart is supposed to be here, right? Oh, there's... Whoa. Okay. Is that a new... That's a new Mario Kart? I don't recognize that course, right? I could be wrong. I mean, another Joy-Con... We haven't gotten away from Joy-Con grips. The magnet thing is clearly real. Okay, it's coming this year, which we basically knew. Play, as well as Nintendo Switch games. Physical and digital, we knew that. Certain games may not be... And then, okay, April 2nd is the date. Switch to Experience, series of hands-on events. So they did that for the first game, or the first console as well. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. There's a lot to process here, but also at the same time, I guess there isn't a lot to process. I'm sitting here watching it sort of playing in front of me again to just kind of get some ideas. Let me turn the darn volume down. I don't need it making noise. Okay, so we've seen the Switch 2. We know it's called the Switch 2. Pretty much every single leak over the past, 3 or 5 months that we've seen. Not everyone, but 90% of them, probably most of them, are real. The magnetic Joy-Cons, the bigger screen, the kickstand being the shape that it is is just another Switch. That's all it is, which is fine. It's good and also not exciting at the same time, but whatever. I'm looking at it again. Yeah, these big magnet buttons, man. Those are all real. The big eject buttons here. Wow. I don't know. I'm processing a lot. They didn't show any games but Mario Kart. Why did they just show Mario Kart? And as far as I can tell, that was a new Mario Kart game. I mean, look, I'm not going to pretend like I know every single Mario Kart course that's in Mario Kart 8 from any angle of any whatever. I mean, the graphics looked really good, maybe a touch better than Mario Kart 8, but it went so fast. I mean, let me pull up some other shots here. I mean, it looks great. I mean, I guess the character models kind of look really good, so that's fine. Looking at some of these shots here. The dock looks, I mean, we've seen all of this. The logo we've seen, the dock we've seen. I don't think we ever saw anything that was the Joy-Con grip. So that's I think the first time we've seen this. And let me scroll through some other things here. It's the transition from the old Joy-Cons to the new Joy-Cons was certainly neat. It really happened just like the Switch overview trailer, which came after the initial reveal trailer. And the Switch's reveal trailer was so good because granted, it had to introduce people to the concept for the first time, which this one doesn't have to do. We know what a Switch is. We understand it conceptually. Joy-Cons, hybrid gameplay, yada, yada, yada. But the first one still had some meat to it. Because you also saw people playing it. They were showing games, some new games, some not new games. And just like in this one, we seem to have had a hint at a brand new Mario Kart. I'm just going to go on record, and maybe someone out there has already been able to confirm that I haven't seen, as of the time of recording this, that it is a new Mario Kart. You guys just watched me watch this for the first time, right? And other than knowing Mario Kart was in this, I didn't see any other spoiler on games. No Metroid. They didn't show any Metroid. Damn it. They're going to save everything for 3 months until this Nintendo Direct in April. Which is, look, I'm glad we got something, man. Nintendo had to get this out after everything that had been happening over the past 6 months, And maybe this was like a quick reaction, like, hey, let's create a 2-minute overview, like soft introduction to just the hardware, and just get it out. Let's just do that. And all of the details we maybe wanted to save for a little bit later, such as games and pricing and all that, we'll do that in like an April thing, and let's just get this out now. So I don't know that. I'm just speculating here. Maybe this was always their plan. Maybe this was a last-minute pivot because of all the leaks to just get something out this week. The same day as Donkey Kong. Again, the Donkey Kong Country thing is so crazy. This game, I don't want to say that it was sent out to die, because I think people will buy and play it and enjoy it because, as I said before, it's a great game. I own it on the Wii. I still play it every once in a while. It's a fantastic game. But to do it the same day as, like, their first big release of the year, even though that first big release is an old game, it's still just very strange. But they did it. Nate the Hate's information that he shared earlier this week was correct. It did happen on Thursday. We all assumed it would happen differently. We thought they were going to announce on Wednesday that they would show it on Thursday. And instead, they didn't announce anything yesterday. They just posted the video today. And then they said, let's look at this last screenshot here. I want to look at some of this information. So they say, so it's coming 2025. That's good to see. And then it says, plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games. Great. I want exclusive Switch 2 games. I don't want everything to be cross-gen for the first year. As well as Nintendo Switch games. So we know that. And then in the asterisk, it says, Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Switch games, which I always believed from that tweet, but some people doubted that physical games was going to be possible. I never thought that was true. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with Switch 2. Details will be shared on the website at a later date. That's probably going to be things like, hopefully that's stuff like Labo and Ring Fit Adventure and things like that. I feel like most normal games, like, they have pictures of Mario Wonder here, so obviously Mario Wonder works on both. I'm sure Metroid Prime 4 is going to be the kind of game that works on both. All of that stuff. So I don't think that's it maybe sound scary to some of us that some Switch games won't work, but I'm willing to bet they're thinking of the goofier stuff. Like I said, like your Labos and your Ring Fit Adventures and whatever. And then, and then they just show us Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, 2025. So just under 3 months away. That's when they're going to give us more information in a big Nintendo Direct blowout. So yeah, I kind of just steamrolled through a bunch of information there because my head is exploding with thoughts. Also, we have to talk about the fact that they do confirm this mouse functionality thing by showing them as mice. So that little optical thing that we've seen on some of those leaks, whatever, a couple of weeks ago it was, where it's like, is this an optical sensor? In theory, could you treat this like a mouse on a desk? And like, yes, they animate the Joy-Cons like mice, so you can do that, which is like, it's a cool additional feature. It's a very Nintendo-like thing to do. How practical is that going to... Here's the way I think of this. If I was to use this mouse functionality, and I'm only... Look, I'm not going to play... I know for like Mario Party, this is probably going to be a heavily used feature in mini games and stuff like that. And the occasional quirky game made specifically to use mouse functionality. But I'm the kind of guy who's looking for my Switch 2 to play Metroid games, Zelda games, Mario games, third-party games like a Monster Hunter, for example, that maybe I choose to buy on the Switch 2 as opposed to something else. Stuff like that. So I want to know if I'm playing Metroid Prime 4 and I'm using a Pro controller, which they didn't show us a Pro controller. So we don't know if it's just the same Pro controllers that have always existed or if they're going to update the Pro controller. I hope they do. But if I'm playing Metroid Prime 4 with a Pro controller or the next big Zelda game, if there is some kind of cool like mouse functionality thing built into it, would I be able to separately turn on a Joy-Con and use like just the Joy-Con and do a mouse thing, and then when I don't need it, I set that down and then I'm playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to play with the Joy-Cons separately, by the way. You couldn't even play with them in the grip to then do a mouse functionality, and then I'm Samus, and now I'm rolling around, and then, you know what I don't know. So, I like that they added this Nintendo twist thing that's like, what the hell? It seems weird. There are some potentially very cool uses. I mean, look, using a mouse for gaming on PC has been around for decades, so the idea of a mouse playing video games is great. That makes sense. But when it's a console, and a console that, just like the scenario I just mentioned, you might instead be playing not with a Joy-Con using the mouse, but you're using a Pro controller, is there any way to use the Pro controller while also using the mouse function? An example I think of is Pikmin 3 on the Wii U, which is one of my all-time favorite games. They found a great way to use both the Wii U's gamepad controller and the last generation Wii Remote and Nunchuck at the same time. So you're playing the game with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, but then you could have your gamepad also turned on at the same time, and you're using it for a real-time map, and you can use the touchscreen and move things around, and you're Wiimoting and nunchucking, and then you're looking at your screen. I used to set myself up with a little coffee table next to me, and I'd have my gamepad propped up on the little stand with the map, and I'm playing the game with the Wii Remote, and I would look at the map, and I would do this, and then I would play, and it was the most incredible experience. I mean, just next level amazing. And so that's why I'm asking this question, like, is there a way to play a normal game with a Pro controller and then pull out my Joy-Con to do a mouse type of activity on the fly as needed? And I'm guessing no, but I'm getting ahead of myself. It's way too early for me to know the answer to that. But that's just something I'm thinking about with this whole mouse situation. So maybe I dive into this a little bit later. There's a lot to process, a lot to look through. This is very interesting. It's exciting. I don't know. At this point, it's kind of like I was speculating before. The system itself no longer became the exciting part to all of this because we had seen so many leaks. And even more so now because every single, like I said, most leaks basically were true. So there's no hardware surprises here other than confirming the mouse thing, which was already kind of sniffed out by the internet anyway. So that doesn't even come off as a surprise. So the console, the hardware is not what's interesting. We just wanted to see games, and we wanted to see like a release date and a price, and we're still 3 months away from that information. Games, release date, and price, they're all happening in April. No Metroid Prime 4, so disappointed by that. No people playing the Switch 2. But we got confirmation of the name. We've got confirmation of seeing which leaked images were real and not real, and we see this, what appears to be a new Mario Kart game running. That's good. So, I don't know. We're just on the other side. You know, we've crested this mountain, like I said. We've at least had Nintendo get the thing off their chest. They've got to feel good to some degree internally to be like, oh my God, we showed the people this thing. It's out in the world. Now we have 3 months to prepare our April Nintendo Direct. We have, as fans, and those of us who are YouTubers, have 3 months to prepare for like whatever we're going to see. It would be nice if they were going to drip feed us information, but they probably won't. I feel like We're just waiting till April 2nd, which is, by the way, 2 days after their fiscal year ends, right? So fiscal year ends on March 31st, and then right at the beginning of the next year, 2 days in, they're going to give us the Nintendo Direct. I'm assuming, I'm going to just guess right now, just based off a gut feeling, June or July might be the launch. I could see June. You know, in April, they tell us it's available for sale in June. That's just a date that I hope they don't tell us in April that we have to wait until holiday. That just seems wrong. I want them to get it out sooner than later. And then they could have a huge burst of console sales over the summer, and then they can restock for the holiday. And so by the end of the year, you'll have 2 big purchasing periods of like the initial burst and launch, and then you can get a second burst in the holiday. And that's probably when a big game is going to come out. I'm hoping that Metroid Prime 4's release date is the same day as the Switch 2's release date. So I really pray that in April they confirm that information to us. Unless something crazy happens and Metroid Prime 4 releases on the current Switch between now and April. Or between the April Direct and the release of the Switch 2 maybe. So anyway, I'll probably dive into this more later, but this was my initial real-time thoughts. You've seen it here. I'm processing all of this. More information that people already know or will learn might, I don't know, disprove or discredit some of my off-the-cuff thoughts here. But all I'm doing is I'm winging it, man. I just watched it. This is what I think. It's cool to see. I'm so excited for a new Nintendo generation and a new console, even though it's just another Switch. It would be nice if we saw something more exciting. Maybe April gives us some of that stuff. I don't know. We have to now reserve our final opinions until April 2nd to see what they show us in the Direct. That includes games. That includes Metroid Prime 4. That includes the price and the release date. And maybe other features and functions we don't know about. So, whew, what a way to start the morning. We've seen the Switch 2. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll be making more videos about this, and I'll see you at that time.